Good morning again. Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And I want to talk about how many people mistake symbolism for reality. I talk about symbol abuse and other ways in which symbols connect with our daily behaviors and events in many of my videos, but in this one, I'm going to talk about something I haven't discussed previously. It's an opportunity to understand how looking for things out of context because they applied in one context is a mistake. Many, many times, usually, almost every time, it's a mistake. So, for example, what I mean is consider you are a narrator in a story. You're writing a book and you're observing your own characters, so to speak, and they are having a romance. They're involved in some activity together, and these fictional people are engaged in some kind of behavior between them. There's a back and forth, an exchange where they're having perhaps dialogue, and there are some events, and it can be said that one of them may or may not be attracted to the other for certain reasons. There are the natural ups and downs in their interaction where there's things that might be described as a turn on for one or the other person. Now here's the example. When two people are interacting and something is a turn on for one of them, it's tempting to take that turn on out of context and examine it out of context, looking for some kind of connection or relevancy or value out of context. But this is the mistake I'm talking about. The product of their turn-ons, that is the turn-ons themselves, come from their interaction. There's a third party, an invisible third party. And this is what people fail to understand every time. The third party I'm referring to isn't the narrator. It's the connection between them. It's the dynamic interplay that emerges when they are together. It's the things that are unique to their union, their time spent together, their shared experiences. And I've mentioned many times in my videos about how shared experiences are the substance of every relationship, whether it's a friendship or a romance. So in the case of romance, where you have two people who are perhaps lovers or prospective lovers experiencing turn-ons, it's a very bad temptation, and it's bad to pursue, I should say, the temptation to take a turn on for either of them out of context and say, well, this is part of who they must be. This is part of their personality type or their biological characteristics. Maybe it's an instinct. I mean, instincts do exist, don't get me wrong, and you can sometimes make sense of instinctual patterns, but to assume that everything is an instinctual pattern or that everything has some kind of value or some kind of relevancy out of context is a huge mistake. It's a huge mistake. So back to the subject of symbols, symbol abuse. I see this all the time where people are looking for the symbol of the thing. They say, oh, well, if this person seems to be attracted in this picture to a certain thing, they must always be attracted to that thing. No, this is the point. The point is that it may just be a product of the coupling with that person in terms of being social or sexual or whatever. Or it may just be that they were experiencing some spontaneity. There's something called spontaneity as well. There's chance and randomness, and there's also deliberate volition. Deliberate volition, that's people choosing what to indulge. Okay, here's a huge one. Choosing what to indulge in the moment. Imagine that you can choose for yourself what to be turned on by. It's not just you're a slave to the situation. Imagine that. Imagine you're not just a slave to the things that happen to you, but you can choose what to indulge in, to concentrate on, and allow yourself to be turned on by. It's called impulse control, right? It's connected to that subject anyway. So I don't want this to be a big sprawling video or a long video. I just want to mention one last time that it's tempting. There's a huge temptation to oversimplify things, to remove the context and try to make sense out of things out of context, to look at the snapshot and say, well, this must fit other situations too, because it's not. It never does. And even if it's the same person in the picture, it's inappropriate. It's going to line you up for failure. You have to take people, not just individually, but individually one moment to the next. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of complexity, and it's a lot of work, really, to treat people fairly, to treat them properly, and to have accurate information. Maybe you're trying to build a database of turn-ons out of context that have had precedent or historical importance to people. Doesn't mean they're ever going to come up again. Doesn't mean anything. Maybe mind your business. Hey, there's a point. Reach out with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.